Do you like birds? Of course you do. Look at this little face. Well, today we are going to the world's largest open-air aviary here in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur Bird Park. This is one of the biggest attractions in Malaysia and it was suggested to me by so many of you guys, so we had to check it out. However, it was absolutely pouring down raining this day, so we were a little bit afraid we weren't going to get to go, but we were determined, will it be any good? Will we even see any birds? Let's find out. We headed on over. Like I said, it was pouring down raining, but we had the radar up so we could see that it looked like the rain was about to stop. We ended up standing outside, but the radar was correct, and a few minutes later there was no rain at all, so we headed on in. Kuala Lumpur Bird Park is actually said to be the world's largest free flight walk-in aviary, with over 3,000 local and foreign birds of approximately 200 different species. The park itself is made up of 4 zones, Zone 1 and 2 being the actual free flight section, Zone 3 being the hornbill section, and Zone 4 being the cage/mini aviary section. When I went here, I thought the whole thing was a free flight aviary, but actually it's kind of partially free flight aviary, partially zoo with birds, if that makes sense. We're here at the bird park. It was absolutely pouring down raining as you saw before, but it has stopped. The bestie here is having an argument with the bestie up here. It's good so far. It is expensive though. How much was it? We'll see if it's worth 75 ringgit. It's pretty good though. Like I said, the cost is about 25 AUD or 75 Malaysian ringgit, which is pretty expensive compared to other attractions in Malaysia, but it is a pretty big park, so I reserve my judgment on whether that is expensive or not until the end. The bird park is cheaper to residents though, similar to other local attractions. It's only 35 Malaysian ringgit for locals.
Look how fluffy you are. It's so clumpy.
As we walked around the bird park, it was full of lots of different types of birds. There was also these little machines that you could use to feed the animals, though it was a little bit overwhelming and stressful because it would make all the birds come over even though it wasn't bird food. The animals themselves seemed pretty happy and healthy, and the rain definitely didn't deter them from being out, and it meant that it was a lot cooler, so would recommend actually coming here even if it had been raining. Also, another benefit of it raining, it was super quiet.
They like the fish food. Ew. Hello, do you want fish food too? I didn't even notice. Oh no. They know you have the food, that's...
The park itself, especially the earlier areas, had a really good vibe. It did feel like nature. It felt like you were sort of again getting that little oasis away from the city. However, a few things to note if you come here. One is definitely bring air guard. We were wearing air guard, but we didn't bring any additional air guard with us, and that was such a mistake. We couldn't buy any anywhere in the park either, so we were suffering, truly suffering. Second is that obviously when you have this many animals in this close proximity to each other, the smell is something else. Okay, it smells very strong, and that's not the fault of the park at all. That's just what happens when you have a lot of birds in the same place, but just be emotionally prepared for the smell. We're in zone 2, 1.
I think it's all zone 1. Are we?
I think we're in zone 2 now. It's very big, and you can hear many birds. Australia, we have these white stork looking birds and we call them bin chickens in Australia because they're basically always eating out of the bin, and so we just found it endlessly amusing that they had those kind of birds here, but they're kind of more fancy. As you kind of heard just then, anytime that a helicopter went over, it made the birds really distressed. I don't think this is a normal occurrence, otherwise they'd probably be used to it, but it was kind of sad to see like all the birds were so stressed by the loud noise. Hopefully that's a rare occurrence.
Look at this girl. This tail is so fluffy. How'd you get in here? So good.
One of these things is not like the other one. One of these things is out of place. The park itself was incredibly impressive. You'll see the further in we go, it's huge, there's waterfalls, there's so many different types of birds. I 100% think that the cost is justified. I don't think that it's overpriced for what you're getting. If what you want to see is birds, I think you could easily spend a lot of time here. However, something I would say, it felt a little bit sad that there were so many birds that kind of had this huge amount of space to just fly around wherever they wanted, and then there were birds that were like in their tiny cages. I don't know. There was just something about that made me a little bit sad, but maybe that's just me. We're still in the bird park. It's actually huge. You can see why it's 25 AUD to come here, but I'm also kind of suffering because we didn't bring AirGuard and I've been bitten by so many mosquitoes, and I've also managed to lose my mask somehow in the park because I had it when we got here. Don't know, but look, we're pushing through, we're continuing on. Overall, I'm definitely glad that we went. I wish we had bought AirGuard. We actually ended up leaving a little bit early because the mosquitoes were just so bad, and also we went pretty late in the day, so we didn't have that much time we could spend there anyway. You could easily spend like a whole day here, especially if you had kids. However, yeah, like I said, be prepared for the mosquitoes, be prepared for the smell, and be prepared that some of the birds are still in cages. However, I do think like the nature is impressive, the exhibits are impressive. It's definitely still worth visiting, just maybe with those expectations in mind. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I have other videos from Malaysia that you can check out, as well as Singapore and Vietnam, and more places coming soon. If you have any recommendations for places that we should go, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!